रिकर्ड गर्दै हुन्थ्यो नेट आउने जाने भइरहन्छ
मैले रिकर्डिङ सुरु गरिसकेँ
थ्यांक यू
Okay, so you all can see my screen.
Yes, ma'am.
Last time we have done few properties of definite integral. So how many properties have we done? 3 or 4?
4, ma'am.
Can you tell me? Fourth. So we have completed this property also. This one.
yes
Let's look at this property number 4. What does it says? Let me remind you because we are going to use it today a lot of time. So according to this property, if your lower limit is 0 and upper limit is any constant a, f of x dx, then the value of this integral will be equal to value of this integral where your limits of integration is same. Again 0. Okay, so what is the condition? Your lower limit has to be 0. Okay, and what are the changes we are making? Where in place of x in your function we are replacing it by upper limit minus x. So I've already explained this with an example, so I will not go through it again. We are just recalling it. Now fifth property. So what does this property says? We are going to apply this property when we have limits of integration like this, minus a to a. So let's say minus pi to pi, minus 3 to 3, minus 100 to 100, and so on. If your limits of integration is like this, then we can use this property again. For using this condition, we have to check for using this property, we have to check two conditions, that whether your function is even or odd. So we have to check whether your function is even or odd. So what does it mean? That can we apply this property for any function?
Even पनि odd पनि नहुने फंक्सनमै एप्लाई गर्न पाइएन
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we can have functions which are neither even nor odd. So that means we cannot use this property for any type of function, only when your function is even or odd. What is the reason? We will discuss this in detail. Now let's first of all talk about when your function is even. Okay, when your function is even, according to this property, it says that minus a to a f of x dx can be written as 2 times 0 to a f of x dx. So let me explain this graphically. So first of all, what is even function? You all know this. What is even function? What is the condition for function to be even?
It must not change while changing the sign.
Yes, exactly. Okay, when you replace x by minus x and your function gives the same result. Okay, so there is no change in the function by replacing x by minus x. That means such function is even function. So let's take an example. Your curve will be like this in this case, something like this. About y-axis, you see y-axis is divided. Why so? Because whether your x is positive, I've drawn, see the positive x-axis side or negative x-axis side, you're going to get same value for the function. For negative x plus as well as for positive x, you are getting same f of x. Okay, same f of x, same height you are going to get. That's why your curve is like this, symmetric about y-axis. This is clear to everyone, isn't it? So let's say that this is minus a and this is plus a, and you have to find out area from minus a till plus a. Okay, from minus a to a. Don't you think your total area from minus a to a will be equal to area from 2 times of area from 0 to a, isn't it?
Yeah, it will be.
It's that means area from minus a to 0 and from 0 to a you will get equal area. So simply in place of area from minus a to a, you can simply say 2 times of area from 0 to a. That's it. Okay. So you got this reason. That's what your property says. Property number 5 says. So minus a to a co area will be equal to 2 times of 0 to a co area if your function is even. Okay, that's your first part. Now let's talk about second part. If your function is odd, what happens if your function is odd? So let's talk about this. What do you understand by odd function? So what is odd function? Okay. What is the condition for odd function?
साइन चेन्ज गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ जस्तै x को भ्यालु चेन्ज x को साइन चेन्ज गर्दाखेरि y को भ्यालुमा पनि फरक आउनु पर्यो.
Okay, so what does it mean? When you replace x by minus x, x minus x राख्दा फेरि modulus will be same, but your sign is different. Okay, sign चाहिँ फरक छ, modulus चाहिँ, okay, you are going to get same height but in negative direction. Okay, like this. Isn't this your odd function? You see, suppose for positive value of x, your function is giving you positive values. तिम्रो x को positive value को दिएको छ भने negative value of x को लागि your f of x will be equal in length. I mean modulus will be same, but sign will be different. So for negative values, you can see your f of x is equal in value but negative in sign. Okay, opposite direction my boy. So this is the odd function. Now let's say that this is your minus a and this is a plus a. Let's find out area from minus a to plus a. How much will be area from minus a to a? Can you tell me? If your limits of integration is minus a to a, quickly. Hurry up. How much will be this total area from minus a to a? If you integrate from minus a to a, what will be your... Come on, make a guess.
0.
Exactly, 0.
No,
How come 0? You see, you are going to have equal area, but with opposite sign, isn't it? So this area gets cancelled out with this area, and you will finally get 0 as a result. So is this exactly the correct result? Do you actually have 0? Is it possible?
No.
No, isn't it? So that means there is some problem in problem with the curve part. That means your limits of integration, when you have to find out area in this case, your limits of integration from minus a to a is not working. Okay, so you have to change your limits of integration. Can we say the total area here? You see, you have equal area, so you can simply say 2 times of 0 to a f of x dx. But if you take it minus a to a, you will directly get 0. So that's what this property says, that your area will be 0 if your limits of integration is minus a to a and your f function is odd function. So this is clear. So that's your property number 5. Let's look at another property, last property. You see result is same in both the cases. We have same result. Again, two conditions here also. And limits of integration is different. Earlier it was minus a to a. Here this time it's 0 to 2a. Okay. So integration is 0 to 2a. Okay, so again 0 to 2a f of x dx will give you 2 times 0 to a f of x dx if, what is the condition? If f of 2a minus x is equals to f of x. What does it mean? Your function, what is 2a? 2a is your upper limit. Okay, 2a is your upper limit. So in your function when you replace x by upper limit minus x, 2a minus x, and you see you get say upper limit minus x function ma rakda feri timago function ma ke changes bhoina bhane that type of if you have that type of function, that means it is going to give you this result 2 times 0 to a f of x dx. And you have when you replace x by 2a minus x, 2a is your upper limit minus x, and you get negative of the f of x. Magnitude is same, but your sign is negative. In that case, your result will be directly 0. Okay, so let me explain this with an example. 0 to pi sin x dx. Can you tell me result for this? And result for this 0 to pi cos pi minus cos x dx. Of them. Look at first one, sin x function. Your function will satisfy first or second condition. 2a को ठाउँमा अहिले के छ pi. So see what do you get when you write sin pi minus x, 2a minus x. What are you going to get?
0 to pi by 2 sin x integration ma चाहिँ अनि अगाडिपट्टि 2 times.
Very good. 0 to 2 pi by 2 sin x dx, because it is satisfying your first condition. Why? Because sin pi minus x is equals to sin x. Function में के changes भएन by replacing x by upper limit minus x. Upper limit is pi. So pi भनेको के थियो 2a. 2a is pi means what is your a? Your a is pi by 2, isn't it? So what is the result? 0 to pi sin x dx will be equals to 2 times first one. You see, 2 times 0 to a f of x dx. Okay. What about the second one?
0.
Directly 0. Yes. Why? Because cos x satisfy second condition, cos pi minus x. All of you know this. Cos pi minus x is equals to minus cos x. That is the reason. Okay. So to apply property number 5 and property number 6, we have to check few conditions first. If your function satisfies those conditions, then only we can apply that property. Okay. Now let's come to exercise. Any doubt anywhere? Anybody who wants to know anything, who wants to ask me any question? No? Okay, then let's start with exercise number 9. Now I will show you how easily we can solve any integral problem with the help of these properties. Now look at this first question. If I ask you to solve this without using properties of definite integral, if let's say that you haven't yet studied properties of definite integral, and I ask you to solve this integral, don't you think it's going to be very tedious? It's going to be very difficult. You can't even think of first step. Okay, so but now I will show you how easily you can get result for this by applying properties of definite integral. Which property we are going to use first of all? You see lower limit is 0.
King's rule.
Property number 4. We are going to use this property number 4. Okay, so what are we going to do? In place of x, we are going to replace it by upper limit minus x. Okay, upper limit minus x. So wherever there is x, replace it by upper limit, that is pi by 2 minus x. Okay, so using properties, you can say using properties of definite integral, which property you are using? Property number 4. So what does that property says? According to that property, wherever there is x, you see, wherever there is x, replace it by pi by 2 minus x. Okay, so what's going on? What will happen next? What is sine pi by 2 minus x?
Cos x.
Okay, so your numerator becomes root under cos x. Okay, and your denominator become root under
Same.
cos x plus root under sin x. No change in your denominator.
Yeah.
Denominator remains same. So let's say that this is I and this is your first equation. Let's say that this is your first equation. Now your second equation is, let's say, I equals 0 to pi by 2 root under, what did you get now? Cos x over root under cos x plus sin x dx. So let's make it second equation. Now I want you to tell me what will be your next step to find out a value of I, to find out value of integral.
Adding
Adding
both
1
and 2.
2i
Yes,
equals
exactly.
to integration of 1 dx.
Okay, so all of you do the one thing, add and give me your result. What will be your final value?
Pi by 4.
By 4.
Very good, all of you will get pi by 4. Okay, because when you add both of them, you will get 2i equals integration from 0 to pi by 2 dx. Numerator denominator gets cancelled. You are only left with the function k by simply 1. Okay, 1 integration is x. When you apply limits of integration, you will get pi by 2. So your I becomes pi by 4. Okay, so that's your result. You see, kati sajilo bhayo timako integration aba. Okay, now let's look at another one. Okay, let me give you one more task. You will find out integration on your own for this. Let me give you this question. All of you have got your PDF, isn't it? So all of you solve for this. I will ask one of you, what is your result? Log 10x dx. So your function is log 10x. Yes, I'm giving you a little bit of time. Integrate this. Very easy. And give me result. One, I will ask one of you.
Any constant term.
What?
0, ma'am.
What, Vivek? What are you saying? No, I will ask one of you. Don't answer.
0.
Yes, Ashim. What are you saying?
Any constant term it will give.
Any constant what?
Any constant term.
Yes, Bibas Lamichane, what is your answer?
म सल्भ गर्दैछु मिस
Okay. Anuj Kumar.
Yes, ma'am.
What's your answer?
एकछिन ma'am, solve गर्छु.
Aditya Bania.
Yes, ma'am. 0.
Yes. Akshita, what's your answer? Akshita Mittal.
Ma'am, 0 को इंटीग्रेसन त फेरि हामीले कन्स्ट्यान्ट हुन्छ नि त अनि त्यही भएर कुनै पनि कन्स्ट्यान्ट टर्म आउन सक्छ हैन र
यो हाम्रो के भयो हाम्रो इन्टिग्रेसन log 10 10x भयो π/2 राखेर तिमीको कट
आउँछ अनि log 1 भनेको चाहिँ 0 हुन्छ नि अनि इन्टिग्रेसन अफ 0 भनेको त फेरि कन्स्ट्यान्ट टर्म आउने भयो नि त
log 1 is 0 हामीले 0 एउटा कन्स्टेन्ट भयो कन्स्टेन्टलाई इन्टिग्रेसन भन्दा बाहिर ल्यायौं न यसै एउटा कन्स्टेन्ट भएन यसरी ल्यायौं न अनि 0 आएन हाम्रो
ए त्यसरी त भयो फेरि हामीले यतिकै अब ठीक हो त्यो पनि
Okay. So yes. Now let's talk about
यो
another
क्वेशनमा लिमिट नभएको भए चाहिँ कन्स्ट्यान्ट हुन्थ्यो हैन र
Yes, लिमिट नभएको भए चाहिँ हाम्रो आर्बिट्री कन्स्टेन्ट आउँथ्यो तर हाम्रो यहाँ अहिले त लिमिट्स अफ इन्टिग्रेसन छ नि त हाम्रो त फाइनल रिजल्ट जुन छ त्यो एउटा भ्यालुमा आउनु पर्यो नि
हजुर
हजुर
I equals 0 to 1 log x over root under 1 plus x square dx. So this अहिलेसम्म जुन हामीले दुईटा क्वेशन गरे they were very short question. Definitely you are not going to get such short question in exam, isn't it? Let's look at this. It's going to be slightly lengthy. Now what does it says? 0 to 1 log x over root under 1 plus x square dx. Now you have to prove that its value is equals to π/2 log half. You have to show this. Okay, so your value is already given, we have to just prove it. So how are we going to do? Your first step, let's do one thing, let's simplify this integral. Okay, you only complicated, so let's simplify this by you applying substitution. What will be your substitution? You can clearly see your substitution will be replacing x by sine theta. So doing that you are going to reduce your integral, okay, into simplified function. So x equals to sine theta garda feri you have to apply you have to change limits of integration as well. So what will be your new limits of integration? When x is 0, when x is 0, what is your theta? 0. When x is 1, what is your theta? π/2. Okay, so your new limits of integration will be 0 to π/2. Okay, so your new limits, new integral will be like this. You see, when x is sine theta, then dx will be equal to cos theta d theta, isn't it? So it's not dx, it's d theta. Okay. अब चाहिँ x हैन थीटा मा कन्भर्ट भयो हाम्रो हैन ओके सो d theta cos theta d theta log yes x को ठाउँमा log x थियो x को ठाउँमा sin theta यहाँ 1 plus x square थियो sin square theta. So what do you say in next step? What will be your function? What is 1 root under 1 plus sin square theta? It's cos theta, isn't it? So माथिको cos theta र यो cos theta cancel out भयो हामीसँग log sin theta मात्रै बाँकी रह्यो. Okay. So now what will be your next step? You all will tell me.
cos theta भएर म्याम
1 minus sin square theta
भएन
पछि
नि
one minus and
Sorry, it's minus. मैले sign मा mistake गरेछु. It's minus. It's minus. Okay, corrected. माथि के छ माइनस छ कि प्लस छ माथि पनि मिस्टेक गरेछु okay now you are only left with log sin theta d theta. Okay, so what will be your next step? Now can you make a guess? Let's say this is equation number 1. Yes. No idea. हामीले अहिलेसम्म property use गरेको छैन. Now it's the time when we use property. Which property we are going to use? Which property we will use?
फोन नम्बरको युज
Again.
गर्दा नि हुन्छ
Ajur. Again,
phone
same
number.
property.
Yeah.
Okay, 0 is your lower limit. So when you apply property, your sin theta will be replaced by cos theta, isn't it? So you will get up using property. After using property, you will get I equals. Now I'm not going to write it down in detail. I will just directly write down the result. It's log sin theta ko ठाउँमा के भयो theta will be replaced by pi by 2 minus theta. So you will get cos theta. So log cos theta d theta. I hope this is clear to everyone. If you have any doubt, please ask me. So this is your equation number 2. What will be your next step? Let's add both equations. Let's add both equations. Equation number 1 and 2. Okay. So adding. After adding, what are we going to get? 2i equals 0 to pi by 2. 0 to pi by 2. What is log sin theta plus log cos theta? Log sin theta plus log cos theta is log sin theta into cos theta.
Yeah.
yes ma'am
Right?
log sin
Log
theta
sin theta into cos theta d theta. Okay, what next? We are now हाम्रो यस्तो आयो फर्म यस्तो फर्ममा आयो. Now we are going to aim towards converting this integral into exactly same log sin theta d theta. यो I को टर्ममा हामीले कन्भर्ट गर्न खोज्ने. Now we are going to convert it in into I. How we can do that? By doing certain changes. What is it?
sin 2 थीटा को फर्ममा लैजाने.
Exactly, sin 2 theta को फर्ममा लैजानु पर्यो. त्यसका लागि 2 ले multiply, 2 ले divide. So it is going to make this. I'm going to write it down here. It will make this 2 sin theta cos theta will be sin 2 theta divided by 2 we have. Okay, so you can split this integral into two parts now, and you can write it this way: 0 to pi by 2 log sine 2 theta d theta minus applying property of log. Your denominator ma 2 cha ni, you will get minus log 2, isn't it? 0 to pi by 2 log 2 d theta. Okay, clear to everyone? Yes. What we said just now, that our aim is to convert this integral. It's a constant, not a problem. We can directly integrate this. Okay, this integral is not going to create a problem because we directly know the result. Log 2 is constant. We can simply log 2. यहाँबाट के आउँछ तिमीको यो integration बाट you will simply get pi by 2 log 2, isn't it? I hope all of you are getting it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now what about this? Our aim is to convert this to I, but we can see that there is some problem. We cannot directly write it down equal to I. Where is that problem? Because, what is creating that? Which part is creating us problem? What is I? Your I is 0 to pi by 2 log sine theta d theta. Okay, so let's just now why we cannot write it directly equal to I? What is creating us problem?
Double angle ले गर्दा.
This 2, isn't it? You can see limits of integration is same, rest everything is same, only the sine 2 theta is creating problem. Yeah, sine theta matra cha, yeah 2 theta cha, so we don't want this 2 here. Okay, so we have to replace this 2 by, let's make substitution for that. We don't want this 2, so we will make substitution. So what will be your substitution? By substitution method. So let 2 theta equals, let 2 theta equals t. Okay, let's make it t. So what is your theta then? D theta will be dt by 2. Is it? Yes. And what will be your new limits of integration? Your new limits of integration. When theta is 0, t is 0. 0 is your lower limit. Upper limit, when theta is pi by 2, your t will be pi. So your new limits of integration is 0 to pi.
Ma'am.
Yes.
त्यो जुन अगाडिपट्टिको इन्टिग्रेसनको भ्यालु छ नि त्यसलाई डाइरेक्ट हामीले cot 2 थीटा by 2 गरेर गर्दा हुँदैन र?
कुन चाहिँ नि भ्यालु?
त्यही log sin 2 थीटा d थीटा वाला जुन फर्म छ नि त्यसलाई.
sin 2 theta d theta.
तल.
यो.
डाइरेक्ट त्यो गर्दै हुँदैन र?
cot मा
cot 2 थीटा by 2 गर्ने अनि यो त क्यान्सल हुन्छ होला, 0 आउँछ होला यस्तो. अनि पछाडिबाट त अब अनि डाइरेक्ट एन्सर आइहाल्छ जस्तो लाग्यो मलाई चाहिँ.
कसरी डाइरेक्ट cot 2 theta
डिभाइड बाइ 2 गर्ने
divided by 2? sin 2 theta.
log sin theta को इन्टिग्रेसन कट हैन त? ए हैन.
डेरिभेटिभ होला नि कट.
सरी.
No.
म झुक्या रहेछ.
No. यति सिम्पल छैन. यति सिम्पल भएको भए त हामीले प्रपर्टिज लगाउनै पर्थेन हैन. ओके, 0 to pi Okay, now let's change this integral. Let's change that. Okay, so let's change this, and your new integral will be. You can write from here. You see 2i say on the left hand side 2i sa. Okay, 2i is equals to 0 to pi is your new limits of integration. 0 to pi new limits of integration log sin 2 theta को ठाउँमा sin t d theta को ठाउँमा dt divided by 2 minus अनि next part ला त हामीले already integrate गरिसक्यो हैन. You can simply write down pi by 2 log 2. This one. यसलाई त यसरी डाइरेक्टली लेख्न मिल्यो. हामीले integration गरेर यो आउँछ result. Okay, so your problem still lies here. All right, now can we write it down equal to t? Sorry, I. Now can we say this is I?
Yes.
Really? Think about it.
Limit
pi by
मिलेन
2
ma'am.
भयो
Yes,
Limit
limits of
differential of
integration
pi by
is
2.
again not desirable. हाम्रो limits of integration अझै पनि मिलेको छैन. Your limits of integration has to be 0 to pi by 2, but it's 0 to pi. So we have to change this again. So how are we going to do that? One more step, one last step, and then we got your result. How can we make it 0 to pi? Just look at properties and
last
tell
rule
us
लाउने
which
last
properties is going to half your तिमीहरुको 0 देखि pi ले 0 देखि pi by 2 limits of integration बनाउनु पर्यो भने कुन property use गर्ने? Just look at it.
3.
3,
6.
6. Property number 6. You can apply this property, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
It satisfies your first condition. This condition. Sin theta छ नि, sin theta, sin pi minus theta is also equals to sin theta. So it satisfies this condition. Okay, so where were we? Okay, so here you see property number 6 we can apply here. Your property number 6 will convert your limits of integration from 0 to pi to 0 to pi by 2 to 0 to a 2a. Yeah, 2a छ अहिले. You can write it down as 2 times 0 to a log of sin t dt. Okay, because function ma you see t ko ठाउँमा when you replace it by pi minus t, there is no change in your function. Function remains as it is. So is this clear to everyone? How are we using this property? Yes, anybody who is having doubt, please ask. So you can say because log sin pi minus t is equals to log sin t. So using property. So which property you are using? Property number 6. Okay. So what does that property says? According to that property, you can, what kind of changes you can make? 2i is equals to 1 by 2 into. Now you see you can change this integral. How we can write it down? What does this property says? Yes, Abiral Chali say. According to property number 6, we can change this integral and write down as
Twice integration 0 to pi by
Twice
2
integration 0 to pi by 2
log sin.
yes. We have two Abiral in the class. Two times 0 to pi by 2 log sin t dt minus another as it is. We are not making any changes. So what next? You all will tell me. Now I will stop here. You all will tell me what's going to happen next.
Substitute the integral to I, ma'am.
Very good. Now it's the time when we can simply write it down equal to I, because it's t here and earlier it was theta in the I. In place of I, you have had theta. Doesn't matter. What does property number 1 says? Property number 1 says your function is same, your limits of integration is same, then your variable doesn't matter, you are going to get same result. So whether it's t or whether it's theta, your integral is same. So you can directly write it down equal to I. So have you got your result? You see 2I minus I will give you I equals minus pi by 2 log 2. Have you got your result? Desired result आया?
Yes, ma'am.
हामीलाई के प्रुभ गर्न थियो पाई
माइनसलाई
बाई 2
चाहिँ
लग
लगमा
हाफ
चेन्ज
प्रुभ
गर्ने।
गर्न थियो अनि हामी अहिले कहाँ आइपुग्यो we are getting it this way. Minus pi by 2 log 2. It means same, isn't it? Using properties of log, it both means same. Minus pi by 2 log 2 means pi by 2 log half. Same thing. Okay, so that's all for today. This much is sufficient. Okay, then see you next week. Any doubt today? You want to ask anything?
No, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So that's all then. Bye bye for now. See you next week.
Bye bye, ma'am.
Okay, you all can leave. I will first download your attendance and then leave.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, Vivek.
Ma'am, you exercise number 8 saying skip गरेको हो कि के हो?
Skip गरेको हैन मैले तिमीहरुलाई भने कि नि I don't remember, but I've already mentioned कि that's for your practice. तिमीहरुको एक्चुअल कोर्स चाहिँ properties of definite integral देखि सुरु हो. त्यो तिमीहरुको 11 12th स्ट्यान्डर्ड को क्वेशन्सहरु छ, आफै प्र्याक्टिस गर्ने हो. बुझ्यो?
ए हस्.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
त्यहाँ
So
एउटा क्वेशन छ
सबैसँग
त्यो
PDF अवेलेबल भइसक्यो हैन?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
विशाल ब्रो, कम्प्युटर सराउन्ड भन्छ कि छैन?
सरले क्लासको लागि जोइन गर्न गरिसक्नु भएको जस्तो छ कम्प्युटरको लागि.
टिम आइडीमा हुने हो कि त्यहाँ गुगल मिटमा?